Hello and welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I am your host, and today, for the month of December, we're going to be doing 49 Dragonflies and Luise Heinzl's challenge. It's one ephemera a day. I am a little bit behind. I did get back from vacation just on December 1st, so this was the first video. I did have to do some cutting. I took on more than I could probably chew in one video. I decided to chew 3 of the December 1st challenges. So, and how it goes is like they have a couple of words or things like, for example, December 1st was playing cards and ribbon. So your ephemera that you design has to have playing cards and ribbon. I thought it was fun. It would be a great way to kind of get myself into, thinking differently and, getting my creative momentum going for the end of the year. So I decided to do 3 playing cards. As you saw in the beginning, I don't know if you could tell, 2 were Christmas, 1 was just an everyday one. And as you just saw, I sanded the cards down to take off that plastic sheen. I didn't want it to be on there, and it kind of makes the playing cards look worn in case I decided to leave any of them exposed. I'm now just wiping them down with a very, very damp towel. You want it more dry than wet, that way it doesn't warp the cards. So I kind of do these in stages as I let things dry. So the first one, that is going to be a Christmas one. I decided to do one kind of older vintagey Christmas one, and then I decided to do one kind of newish Christmas one. And then the third one, like I said, is every day. So right now all I'm doing is gluing the backing on one of the cards at this point. This is going to be the vintage one. You can see I'm just kind of gluing, just trying to make sure there's enough glue and that it holds down to the card. And just making sure all the edges are down. I did cut this video down. It was rather long, but I did cut it down. So you'll see it kind of jump around a little bit because some of the stuff got kind of repetitive, the inking the edges and everything else. So what I'm doing here, this is my second Christmas one. I'm going to do a collage on the front of that. I am using a piece of book page, and I take the glue stick and I just kind of move it around a little bit around the corner there, and then I glue it down, and we're just going to wait for that to dry before I do anything with that book page. I'm going to make kind of a little folio with the cloth. So I really liked the gold. I thought it was kind of nice. I like reds and golds for Christmas, and deep greens too. But I thought it would look really nice if I kind of wrapped the cloth around on the back of the card, and between the back of the card and the cloth, I make a pocket. So here I am, I'm peeling off the book page. You want to do it gently, you don't want to just yank it and rip it, but it will give you kind of a look like the pages were kind of stuck together. And it will kind of give you kind of a ghosted image on some of the pieces when you kind of pull them off. Here I am just measuring the fabric. I want to see how far around I want to go. And then I just cut the ends with crimping shears. It does stop some of the, what do you call that, the fraying of the edges. I don't mind it fraying. I am going to actually sew around it, but it does kind of help with the fraying a little bit. And now on the back of the playing card, that's going to be the inside of the pocket. I decided to just color it. That way, if someone were to kind of look and see, they would just see the color of the red and not necessarily the playing card itself. So I did kind of do that so it would be on the back. And then I just checked to make sure it wasn't going to really show through the fabric. I do have some fabric that is kind of see-through, so I want to make sure it wasn't. Now I'm working on the everyday fabric. Or the ephemera, and I'm going to use a tea stain doily. I'm going to make a pocket on the back to hold some pieces of ephemera. So it's an ephemera inside of an ephemera. I'm using Vintage Photo to ink up the card. I don't know if you hear my cat purring. She's like right in my face. So I'm inking up the whole card. Just give it kind of that distressed look. I do the whole card. Sorry about that. Like I said, I have a cat right in front of me while I'm doing the voiceover. So I go ahead and ink both sides. I make sure I get the whole card, so that way if anything, if I don't cover parts of it, it won't look weird. So I didn't want to just put the doily down as a pocket. I wanted to use some of the... Sorry, my cat's just getting in my workspace. I wanted to use some of the purple paper behind it just to give the doily some strength. So as I glue the doily down, I do put it on a piece of paper. I put as much glue as I possibly can, very carefully, around the parts where there's the holes in the doily that make the design. And now when you do this, you gotta very, very carefully peel it from the paper, because the glue will get into the holes and it will rip if you pull too hard. So you gotta be very careful when you are removing that. Now I'm just cutting it to size. Here we go. And while doing this project, I realized that my cutter is no longer really cutting straight. I think it's just because it's old and the track's gotten kind of worn. So I'll be getting a new cutter. I'm waiting for the glue to dry on the doily. So I'm going to start the other Christmas card. I pulled out some papers. I thought to have some gold, some reds. That gold, yellow and gold flex sheet, it's got a really pretty side to the other side is like a light gold with some flecks in it. So I use both sides in the design. Right now I'm stamping Happy Holidays. I'm going to use that in the design as well. It's funny, that stamp, someone put it together wrong, so it's upside down when you actually stamp it, which can be confusing because usually the picture on the stamp is where you think the stamp is, and it kind of helps guide you. So now I'm just cut out some holes. Not some holes, I'm going to cut out some circles. Some different size ones. The IT guy was so nice. I was having problems with one of my circle punches, so he went out and got me 3 more. He actually got me a couple of things during the, I think it was Cyber Monday sales and stuff, so a couple of different punches. So I was going to free cut it, but I can't do straight lines, so I decided that might be a good idea if I got a ruler. And about right here, oh, well, I realized that the line wasn't straight when I looked at it, but there's a reason why it wasn't straight. And about right here is when I realized, oh, I'm cutting 2 pieces of paper, and you'll see them both fly off. Which is why it wasn't straight, because there was 2 pieces of paper there. I didn't realize. So, and I'm just kind of fiddling with the design here. Sometimes I'm not very good sometimes with collaging. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. It just depends. I think it's just more of a comfort zone or a comfort thing. So now I'm going to glue everything down. deciding again how I want to design this. It took me several tries. I cut out a lot of them. And I was working with very limited space. My desk was actually pretty clean, and I didn't have anything out, so I just went into my closet and dumped a whole bunch of stuff on my desk and then decided a video, which probably wasn't the smartest thing in the world because then I had no room to work. So, and now my office is messy again, so. And these were embossed papers, so I really, 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 really tried to glue them very well so that way it didn't come up. I do realize I started the video. I must have like messed with my camera stand or something. I didn't realize how high up it was and how far away everything looks. So I do apologize for that. And yeah, and I must have moved it up by accident at some point because I did a lot of stuff off camera and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is awful. So I'm just putting my phone back down. My cat decided to move, so I'm putting my phone back down again. Now I'm just gluing down the circles. I'm holding them down just to make sure they stick because there's that embossed paper, so I'm trying to make sure it goes down under the embossed paper. My cats this morning. Sorry about that. They're trying to get into my washi tape bin. So I have the Happy Holidays, but I decided I wanted a more ripped look to it. So I went around and ripped it and re-stamped it. Actually, I stamped it. I ripped a piece of paper and then I stamped it. Boop. I took off another little piece there. I liked it a lot better, the ripped look, than the cut look, because I didn't do a very good job in getting straight lines with the cut look. It's all kind of slanted and stuff, and because it's geometric and little circles, I thought the ripped look would be better. That way it wouldn't have to be so perfect. Now I'm just taking my Green Star pen. They are Jelly Roll, Sakura, and that one is Green Star. They have a whole bunch of different colors. They're honestly the best things I've ever bought. I've had them, actually I've had a couple of these for years, and they're great. They highlight stuff pretty well, and they just kind of add a little pop sometimes to the designs that you do. Right now I'm just kind of going around the corners a little bit just to make, around the edges a little bit just with the pen. They're very soupy, I guess would be the best word for it, so the ink comes out pretty quickly and easily. So I just went around the edges to kind of give the edges some definition. I'm just going to finish gluing these on. I try to put paper down when I glue, though I don't always do it. All my mats end up with glue and stuff on it, because at some point I'm just like, who cares? But I like to try to keep it clean for recording purposes, but this mat's already, the one I'm working on right now is already starting to get kind of icky. I got it really cheap. I got this gray mat at IKEA, so I'll just go back there and get another one. Those are always fun day trips to IKEA, because it is a day trip. I noticed some of the red bled through to the other side, so I just took the pen and kind of colored in the corner a little bit. I also tried to make a little bit of holly designs. I was having some problems with the green markers. They were bleeding. The red wasn't, but the green was for some reason. I ended up covering it up later. So now it's time to attach the cloth to the card. And what I decided to do here was kind of create like a little lip or a hem, just to make sure it didn't kind of get all worn and torn, pulling things in and out of the pocket up there. So I just want to make sure I still have plenty of room. I do. That's good. I'm covering up the holly that I tried to draw, which didn't turn out right. I can draw holly, but it just wasn't working today. Or 2 days ago. This was done 2 days ago. It was a monstrous project. There was almost 2 hours worth of video with me starting and stopping and doing stuff, and I've had to work through and kind of cut it all down into something that's a little more digestible. So I use I put a little bit of glue on my stickers and my washi tape usually, just to give them a little bit of extra hold. Some washi tapes just kind of come up. I don't know why. You can see there I'm just kind of gluing it down. There we go. And I'm stumbling with the glue bottle. Decided to pick out some ribbon. What I did with the ribbon was I sewed it to the back of the cloth, so it's actually sewed on, so that way it doesn't come off. So here's where I sewed it. I sewed along the top. I sewed well, I created the hem first, and then I sewed down one side along the bottom of the cloth, and then up the other side of the card, and then across the bottom of the card to create the pocket. So the pocket is the card size, and here I am just tying off all of the ends. Thought I cut out most of this, apparently I didn't, so I do apologize. When I do so, I try to get the threads, I try to get back to where I started from. So when I start, I leave long threads, and then when I get back, I like to get back to where I ended, so that way I could just tie the threads together. And there we go. There is the first one done, first Christmas one done. And I decided, it wasn't quite done, I decided to cut the edges a little bit, and I used the crimping scissors to do that. Alright, now I'm going back to the Everyday Ephemera. It's part of my collection, the Everyday Ephemera, and we'll do the Night on the Town Ephemera next. I'm just kidding. Fitness Ephemera. And didn't get, this year got a little crazy, last 2 months, 3 months I should say, so I didn't really have a chance to do much for Christmas this year. My plan is next year to get some stuff up in my shop for Christmas, but this year we went on a vacation for 10 days. And this has been planned for almost 3 years now, but because of COVID and everything else, it got crazy, and then there were some things that happened right before the vacation that, kind of jeopardized it. It was just a crazy time. So, right here, I cut down the, tea-dyed doily and purple paper, and then what I did was I just kind of ripped around the corners of it. I thought it would look kind of pretty if it kind of had like a little ripped look to it. So I did do that. Now I'm just measuring it to see if it fits, and it does. And I just used some white pH neutral PVA glue to glue down the straight sides of the doily, because it is going to be a pocket on the back. I do end up sewing it down later. I sew like down one side of the card and then across the other side, just to make sure it does stay in place. So here I'm just trying to find some pictures of some flowers I want to use. Not pictures, stickers. I did use a lot of stickers this time around. I have tons of them. I have got to get rid of them. So that little gold petal there, when we went to, we ended up staying at Sandals, and they put little flower petals all over the table in the room. So, of course, I scooped those up immediately and put them into my craft bag. I did bring a small craft bag with me in case I decided to craft. I ended up not crafting. Oh no, I take that back. I did. I made thank you cards for a couple of the staff there. But I scooped those up. My husband was going, like, with everything that we had, he's like, do you want me to save this? Poor guy. So glue down this purple piece here. This is kind of, so the front and the back kind of match a little bit. I'm just choosing the stickers now. Put a little bit of glue on the back of the stickers and kind of back where I'm sticking it down just to make sure it stays. I decided some washi tape. I'm really kind of doing this on the fly. I just decided to start gluing and sticking things down. I figured it'd be easier that way. I'm putting some glue on the washi tape just to make sure. I did this off camera. I'm sorry. I'm flattening it down and making sure that it is sticking down. That's all. And then what I'm going to do is just cut around the edges here, which again I do off camera. I'm so sorry about that. I apologize. Probably could have cut that out. But I've been editing this video for 2 days now. And I've started the speaking part about 5 or 6 times, and then I get there and I'm like, why is that still in the video? It's just too it's been one of those things that's kind of getting your crafting legs back and your video legs back, you know, sea legs, crafting legs. That's why it took me so long. It was like kind of a little bit of a dither. I was like, oh, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? December 2nd, I'm kind of in the same boat with that. I'm working on that one too. So I will get that video up as well. Oh, I am going to link 49 Dragonfly's YouTube video or YouTube channel, and Luise Heinzl's YouTube video or YouTube page, so that way you can see what they're doing as well. I'm also going to put some stuff up. I'll put some stuff up on Instagram too as well. So now what I'm doing, I finished sewing the 2 corners down, and I sewed the ribbon down. I forgot I had to have a ribbon in this, so playing card and ribbon. So I just put a little ribbon down, a little glittery, purpley, pinky ribbon. So again, I'm just tying up the edges of the sewing just to make sure that nothing comes apart. There we go. You can see the pile of brads there. I wanted to look through the different brads, see what I had. I was gonna, I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that in a minute, but it was easier just to dump it out of my little jar. So I made a huge mess on my desk, and even limited my space even further, as you can tell. My desk is still messy now. I'm looking at it. Some of the collaging stuff is kind of hard for me. I don't like, I say I don't like a lot of clutter, but then you look at my desk and you're like, really? But no, I really don't. I like simple, when there's too much stuff, it starts to overwhelm me. Not that, like, when I see other people do their collages, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's absolutely gorgeous. And I like, how did you fit all that stuff in there? How does it all work? To me, I have a very hard time with that, because as I start to do it to me, myself, when I'm doing it, it starts to look like it's too much. So I'm working on my collaging skills. I'm trying not to let multiple pieces get in my way. So and I think I'm still tying. I thought I cut all this stuff out. Apparently I didn't. I apologize. It was a little boring, but like I said, I've been editing this video for 2 days. Like, it was a massive project, and I really probably just should have done one card. I mean, I'm happy that I did all three, because I think they all look great, but at the same time, I don't know if you saw that I did put a brad in the corner there. I hole punched a hole through the petal and the card and just put the brad in there. Now we're working on the third card. I'm just cutting off the backing a little bit so it's even. And I'm doing it all off camera because, you know, that's the best way to do it, especially when you're doing a video for YouTube. I really apologize. Like I said, I just got back that day. I was really excited to do this challenge, and I really wasn't paying that much attention, I guess. So yep. Okay. Alright, so I used the corner rounder again to just kind of round the corners on that one. I figured it'd be easier than trying to cut around the corners. I think I did try, and it was just not coming out well, so I just used the corner rounder. It made it easier. Those are the colors I picked out. I decided to rip 2 of the edges on them, and then I just kind of I'm going to stack them up just to give them kind of a little ripped look, almost like, I don't know, ripped wallpaper maybe. I don't know. That's in my head what I think it looks like. It might not. And then I realized I don't have to rip this piece, so I just cut it. I think that's what I'm doing. It's off camera again because, you know. No, I don't really know what I was doing there. Now I cut it. Alright, pick up the scissors. Pick up the scissors. There you go. Good job. I'm gonna do it off camera, of course. I apologize. If anyone wants me to remake any of these, I can do a similar one and kind of do step by step how I did it. Just let me know in the comments. Again, I really kind of bit off more than I could chew. I was just so excited because I had like these great ideas like going through my head. And I hadn't crafted in a while, and it took me a while to get this done. So I was really, really excited to do this. It sounded like so much fun. When I was watching, I saw it come up on Instagram, and I was like, that sounds like so much fun. So Hopefully my next video will be better. We're going on day 2 of that one, so who knows. I had kind of an idea, but it kind of it didn't really work as well as I wanted for day 2 or December 2nd, so I'm still kind of working on it. We'll kind of see what happens with that one. Now I'm just gluing down the pieces of paper, making sure they're well glued. Because I'm gluing it down on the card, I put a little bit of glue on the card there just to make sure it's the final piece that's going to go on. So just want to make sure that's really anchoring the rest of them down. Okay, they're all glued down. This one actually turned out to be kind of a very simple construction, but I really like the way it turned out. No, nothing's frozen. It's just me holding the stuff down as long as I possibly can. So it doesn't look like it's this long when I'm editing. I'm so sorry. And now I realized I wasn't on camera, so now I'm cutting them off, all the sides off on camera. Like I said in other videos, it's hard for me to craft sometimes and to cut things like that because I usually pull them really close to my face. So doing it away from me is a little difficult sometimes. So I do struggle with that a little bit. And then I just use the corner rounder again, just makes it easier. So you have to go around all the corners, so. And again, always turn those upside down when you do it so you can see where you're punching. So what I decided to do was take some ribbon, because it is playing cards and ribbon. And I'm going to make a belly band, but I'm going to make a belly band on both sides. But one's going to have a tie. Here I'm just kind of measuring it up. I want to make sure I have enough room so I can still tie it. So what I did was I sewed down the 2 edges. You can see I sewed them front and back. And I decided to create a couple little gift tags to put in there on both sides of the belly band. So what I did was I took some stickers and put them on the backs of the papers that we just used. Again, I have so many stickers. I gotta get rid of some of them. So, be looking for stickers in the next couple of projects because I desperately need to get rid of them. I'm just cutting around the edges of the stickers to make the little tags. I thought it was cute. I'll have two little gift tags in there. You'll probably see these in next year's journals. Like I said, this year got a little complicated and a little bit crazy towards the end of the year. Again, I'm just cutting down the edges. There we go. Good job. Now hole punch it. I have glue all over my hands. And I see a little bit of white. So I'm just cutting that off. And I'm cutting the second tag. I think I need to get like shelves in front of my desk so that way I can put stuff up on the shelves when I'm not using it, like all my tag punches and stuff, but I'm not even sure how to do that. I have so much. It's also my work office at the same time. I work full time, so I'm kind of crammed for a little bit of space. But this definitely is my passion. I do love crafting. I've kind of worked in and out of this office for a couple years now, probably say 3 or 4 years. And the first time I just used it strictly as an office, and then when I went back into a regular office for work, I was like, oh, I'm converting this into a craft room. So I was so excited, but then I had to work from home again, so because of COVID. So it is back to office / craft room. That's my little hideaway. I'm just hole punching, pull the ribbon through, just kind of tie them up a little bit so that way I have the little ribbon at the top of the gift tags. Again, I apologize. I did cut out a lot on the videos, so if it is a little jumpy, I really do apologize for that. It's not my intent. I'm gonna, kind of make sure I don't bite off more than I can chew in some of these, so. I actually made little pieces of ephemera for all of them, but the video again was too long, and basically they're stickers on a backing, so it's not anything crazy. I just put down stickers and then cut around it to give it a border. Just little happies in there, so. I thought it'd be pretty. They're little ephemera holders, I guess. And I'm tying the bow again off camera because why would I want to show you that? But I did stop. I did take time to go through each one of them, so you'll see that coming up. And so here we go. So we'll start with the everyday ephemera. You can see the ribbons tied on there or sewn in there. And I made that little piece of ephemera in the back. I may add more later at some point, but for right now, that was what I wanted to do. So I really like the way that came out. I like the little gold petal on it. I think it worked really well. This is the one that I just did. There is one piece of ephemera right there. And it just slides right in there. Little belly band. And on the back there's another belly band with another little tag or a piece of ephemera. They look more like gift tags to me, so I was just kind of calling them gift tags. Maybe in the future I'll add a couple more in the back on that one, but right now. Now this is the one, actually I like this one a lot. This came out just really kind of interesting. So you can see the ribbon is tied down, sewn down to the back, and then you just kind of open it up, and there you go. And it's Happy Holidays. There is the pocket right there. I'm having some problems pulling out the ephemera out of there, but I did make a little piece of ephemera. Again, like I said, I have so many stickers. It's a sticker just on the backing. There you go. And then there's the inside of the pocket. You can kind of see. That's why I colored the back red, because you can kind of see in there a little bit. So, and then I decided I'm going to lay it all down. There we go. There is December 1st. It is done. Thank you for watching.